Sumbanya Solame Rimbodella, Tosanji Rudu Juba Jedin Yaso, Sinzi Rimani Sajam Watcher. Tani Dambo, Nasoleme Rimbodella, Jerin da Zorini, Jerin and Juji da Zorinza Omen and Juni, Sajitu Jangre.
So, now third, to the practice itself. Now it falls on the two categories, how to do the practices of the 11 yoga or the developing stages or the gerim, and how to do the practices of the completing stages or uma, that is of the sushma.
Dandela Korago Sonda Chivina, Chiri Sheba Zotsan Gene, and Chedu Gashiri, Leongachi Majiba Taji Leongachi Sombe, Tini Juji Chin, then the Sombe Junde, the Sanyoris, a rich dongre.
And after that, we will be introduced with the 14 Tini of the Heruka, and how this practice encompasses all those 14 that will be also explained.
Dandela Sajigina, on the Chi Kaju Zodo, Jiri Nanjo, Nanga Kaju Zodo, Zoring Nanjo, Standi Jirin Zorini, Ruju, the Chi Kaju Duetela, Jirin to Zochibori. Jirin Ganzo, Jirin the Hoda Chenama, Zorin Le Tugumari, Missindilla, Zorin the Dobo, no Tugumari.
So now to lay out the table of content, the first becomes like for the actualization of the external kaja or dagini, the practice of the gerim or developing stages, and for the accomplishment of the inner yogini or Nangi Kaja or inner yogini, the practice of the Zogrim or the completing stages. Now we have to take mostly the more importance to the practice of the developing stages, since without that prior accomplishment we will never reach the accomplishment of the Zogrim insights.
Chi Kaja say Tabakaji Shigamdire.
So when we say external kaja or kaja, that meant the kaja land, Tabakaji Shin or the kaja land, and that is our ability to reach to that land the moment we depart from this world.
Wese Sonju Chaja Chimbu Kubangan, Wese Sonju, Wese da Sonju, Remajiba Tunju Wese Tona, and Sonju Lamsandu. Teza, the Zorin Zogun, Zorin Zogun, Zalung Tanja Oma de Wese Rusona, Wese Tea on any, Sonju to the Sanje Jukubo, the Nanga Kajuri.
So, whereas the inner yogini or the Nangi Kaja or inner Kaja is the clear light, or in Tibetan, cell, and through the accomplishment or to the attainment of the clear light, then we attain the Yoganada or the Sungjuk or the union. Through that fourth stage, clear light, then we attain the state of the Yoganada or the union.
Chi Kaji Duva Javajerin and Juji Sere, Jerin and Juji Bala Malaba, Chi Naju do Togoma, Nong Naju do Togomare, Jeri Lamala Zorin to Sayomare. Chi Naju Juji Bodi Avuji Comne, only Chi Naju Jeri Rabal Devatos on the Gene Zorin Gone, Nonga Naju to do Togoremato, Naju Juji the Demba Mato Bado, Zorin Gosayomare, Gosi Tovachi Jumare.
So, whereas now, in order to attain the external yogini or the kaja, we have to train ourselves or meditate on the 11 yogas. The 11 yogas or the Shinenjo Chukchi. That without going through the training of the 11 yoga, there's no way we can reach the, we can do the practices of the completing stages. So we do need the practice, we do need to go through the training of the 11 yogas. Then after attaining the gross accomplishment of the gross kirim, then only we can practice the zorim or the completing stages.
Chi kacho taba kacho ishikano roya de la le mabama roya chito shinin roya padu kalan roya jio juni roya ta omoro ne ta sunga kacho dulu mirawa mamu yore.
So now the accomplishment of the external yogini or the kacho, there are many ways, like ability to reach that kacho without having to give up your own body, or to be able to reach in the Badu state, or to be able to reach in the next life, or with the chain of the lives. So depending on the mental capacity, that there are a few different ways one could reach there.
Omurab said suna chel sir jiwa kamaya ngajang do bacha ya wo yoge hodine suna chimbo yina kaje me onshu seju ma cha zi je damse ya go su ani leru yemba zi do ne ani eba ge ma je ne na shi ji la ani dabaga chune chi du yori.
So when we say of the most excellent intelligence, now here intelligence is not what we understand from the word intelligence, but it is determined by the background of the merits that candidate shares. So for instance, of the best intelligence, that is the one, or Wangbo Rab, or the best faculty is the one who has having obtained the required initiation and also haven't missed not missing any of the Siju offering of the 10th and 25th, and having kept the one's vows and commitments, keeping all one's commitments and vows, and for such a person with strong background of merit, then after a while that he is led to the Kajal land.
Omu rabdi luni kajo dus omu rabdi teje. Omu drink de yina. O tene ke kajo ne chicken ke be chajama. Tame be peme ke chindu. Peme chi ke be su ten ani laban jo ne be kajo yo chindu ore. Omu rabdi tene chung yore. Rabdi mai mo dri yina ni ani dichere. Sindola longal dubal ten chiri.
So that's the best kind of intelligence, or the most intelligent one, right? With strong background of merits, that he will be led to the Kajal land with the help of that divine lady. And whereas the of mediocre kind of the intelligence, then will accomplish the state of the Kajal through the accomplishment of the Langali trunk with Sindur.
De nyamba dong, nyenjin dong, nyamba tsane jine druba che, nyenru le song che, druba tsane le jur che. Ane le jur che ne, be leo dang nan ro re. Be su su ne dang ju jala yung, tsangpa la be ma cha ba, su sha de be, rang chala chenpo yue ba de be ba to ne, cha chun yu che, an so yung mo goya ka sang lo dong ne, be ba, ane, be cham ro de, me lo ba cham ro de, dire sun ro de, ane nan jo ba, kane chigi chigi ro ja na, na shi ji la, le ji cha ja da to ne, de ka ju shi kan ken ro re.
So, for in such a case that he does all the required long retreats, and also having done those, and leisure, which means all the other required activities, the performances, and then he gives up his entire wealth and everything for the virtuous, worthwhile purposes, and then he leads a life of wandering about that goes everywhere, keeping his commitments, and he wanders about.
Tati majunani ko longale dombu chene duba chamne tike maranani omu suna remember suna tamazi jimbari te ine da do jilu da lelu majewa chebe so beloni transo ke mashiwa da rojana kushiwa da lamsa badu tu mogo chene ya kaji shigan kenumeji badu tuna jumbe ko badu le trenumeji ni yore.
So then he wanders about, then eventually encounter a lady who leads him to the state of the Kaja land. Then if he couldn't find as such, then it is a proof that he does not, isn't a mediocre kind of that kind of candidate, but still, if he were not to give up and not giving himself to the sluggishness or the laziness, and committing oneself, one's heart, one's mind, and one's all diligence to the practice, then we will be led to the Kaja land at the very moment of death or in the Bhagavad state.
Sindile tere menani sindula droba do cheju majune mashibado cheju da to cheju masheba huda badaje khande yabuche khande usazo dongi ina gashe de sinde suna chimbu ina sinde te mene bado te mene jiwaji ni song shiro chi song ne ani tabagashi shigan shi duyo
so
te teba malo ba zundu be yabuche leke yabuji be so yabata buyo
so like if he still couldn't find that, then it meant he is not of a mediocre kind of intelligence. Now, in our case, that if we keep our practice pure, keep our commitments and pledges, and not missing any of our Siju offerings, and diligence in the recitation of mantra and so on, that there is good possibility that we could have chances in maybe if we are best kind of intelligence in this life, if not in the Bharata, if not at least within a chain of one life or two life or three or four. That soon we will be taken care, but what is required of us is not to give up on our faith, not to give up on our diligence and our regard and respect for the practice. Whereas if we are doubtful of the instruction, if we do not have enough or adequate respect for the teachings, for the Lama, and for the meditational deity, with that kind of skepticism, that however hard we may try, there's no way we could get to the Kaja lands. So once we reach the Kaja land, that by the virtue, because of the land itself, its influence on yourself, that our body, which is the conglomeration of the flesh and bone, is blessed into the body of the rainbow. And even though one could be of as aged as 80 or 90 years old, but will be blessed to become the youthful as about of 16 years of age.
Citella Sanjero, Kajishan Mal, Loya Yomare.
Though it is said that one's longevity is equivalent to that of the sun and moon, it does not matter. But what it meant is that one's enlightenment in one's personal lifetime is assured.
That in Regibe Golomeva, Tenele has in Delave Mama Tumu Maimba, Samicha Tumu Maimba Teor, Te Gungina, and give out the Kajishan Leado. Cedella Malene, Chikal Leado. Chikala Maleva, Inji Miji, Ludanashin, Jeguyone, Badu Truno, Nyamugobe, Kajishan Levando. Pechiri never was Yisumuyori.
So, if one can't wait that long, and then still we have our means, for instance, like the practice of the uncommon, inconceivable yoga and so on, that one could reach the Khaja land in this life, if not at the point of death, if not even, say, it is almost certain that one will be able to, but even though one may not be able to, but without having to go through the hallucination in the Bardo state, one will be led to the Khaja land. It is almost certain. So it says the person with best kind of intelligence and the mediocre, or medium, sorry, not mediocre, medium will reach Khaja land in this life. Least kind will be received by the Dakinis. And the least amongst the least, at least they will be received to the Khaja land within the few chains of lives. So, as I mentioned earlier, that the three very unique attributes of this practice, which is shared very exclusive of this, is like I told you, that encompassive in terms of the practice, in terms of instructions, and very convenient to practice in its simplicity, and also ability to attain the state of the Khaja land without having to give up our personal body. And that third one meant through the practice of the uncommon, inconceivable yoga. So one could reach the Khaja land through the practice of the, like for instance, Jikje or the Yamantaka and other practices, but one has to gain the tempa or the stability upon the developing stages or the kirim, and then one could attain the state of the Khaja land or the 8 common powerful attainments. So, like with help of those practices, like one could get the Khaja, the powerful attainments of the Khaja, the Guinness. So that we can count as many as 8, like as many as 8 or 10, there's two different ways of counting it accordance with the two different texts.
Rede dinde drohen de shita chungro sheju mendwa. Yena jizun druma le tende drohen de mise chen chungyo re. Be jizun tara na da chida jizun drumen den jo bare. Jizun druma le tende zeje droba yenla droba she sa zecha tan ture le droba che do manga bala khula thumu mo ru khashen ru yo re. De be jizun druma de chelo nyansan che re.
So that there have been few exceptional cases like those who adopted the practice of Tara, like great Taranatha, C.D. Taranatha, that in his case, that without having to depend on the zecha, or the substance, that he has been able to accomplish few common powerful attainments through the incorporation of practice of Tara. That is again one of the proof of the effectiveness of and speediness of the practice in the Tara. So I think I shouldn't talk a lot, which will sidetrack us and take over the time.
아니 가지 시간 로야 우모러위 있는데 담아드는 면은 라가레 동부 두바야 마고아제 삼미체 도모모인 바도 후다바다야 보지 없나 아니 신데다 저치마 바도 강롱지에 로야 그 소리지 근데 요래 근데 인사베 시라게 레라보 근데게 명아지다 도된 둘이도 지위나 지린 초스죠 인사 지리랑 공부이니 야보요 가디 야보도 가디 가서 토도던 거래.
So without having to go in incredible hardship through the obtaining the right substances or the indispensability of our stable accomplishment in the developing stages and so on, or not even without having to go through the accomplishment of that Langali trunk with Sindur in, that without we can still that we can do to the practice of this practice, we can do this practice and obtain the practice of the uncommon inconceivable yoga, and so we really have a wonderful opportunity that only which is lacking is our hardship, that if any hardship we could invest in it is become most worthwhile because of what it can offer. So now to begin with, now Kirim or the developing stages, 11 yogas, and Zogrim or the completing stages, Tsauma or the central psychic channel or the Sushma. And as for our practice, now I have to give the teaching or instruction on the both. Now let's start with the 11 yogas.
Nye dang 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 disi nyang, seme lama da lar che, ro da pe nenjo da, pa pa me chi chi la. Mandi yende nyi chi ki, sami cha chi nenjo da, chalang chi nenjo da, teta nenjo chu chi go se, tere. Te charang sui pi cha tala yo, da je yewa yo na, da je kaji dhubi nyelam yo de, te tala chi sha. Tala yin, go li yo jiri.
So there are 11 yogas, a direct quote, which is put in a few verses couple of verses by great Sabin. And if you have the long sadhana, you will find it either in the beginning or towards the end of it, that all counted in verses, all 11 yogas.
Maji Nansole Merimodi, Jis Sachinchi, Niedanda to Zinyang Sinwando, only.
So, to start with the actual practice itself, that as says Chechun Sachin, that it starts sleeping and so on. 11. So, out of the 11 yogas, first is the yoga of sleeping. The sleeping yoga of sleeping is on the very first, taught on first. So, sleeping yoga, we start with sleeping yoga, because in order to get up, we have to go to bed, right? And so that's one of the reasons. But for us, we tend to stay real late at night, but get up real late in the daytime. So it is a little bit in a disorder, don't you find? Don't you think it's in a disorder? So the yoga of the sleeping and yoga of getting up in the morning and yoga of tasting the duty or the nectar. Now those three are countable as a yoga to be performed during the in-between sessions. So it says the yogas of the Jalam or the activities. And
this one. So the reason we begin with sleeping yoga first is when we go to bed late at night, right? So it is the special to make the Yunbe Kunju or the mannerism, left mannerism, that to make it explicit, that we begin with it. Yunbe Kunju Jalam Nala Song Yorwa, Yunbe Kunju Laba Yumba Lega Leguyandu, Laba Yumba the Cheva Cheguyandu, Tende Yori Chazan, Yeg Yun the Cheguyandu, Tende Yori, Guya Junzente. So Yun Latin Ye Jung, Yamun Samu Latin, Yamun Jung, Shera Latin, Tavi Jung Seado, Tende Sheva Mamuyori. So the reason, like the left mannerism, why we start is, for instance, they say, because of the left, right becomes countable. And because of nighttime, the daytime as such is becomes evident. And because of the wisdom, the method becomes countable. Nyamu Jonde Bao de Najumani Semur Jews, Tandayani, Jonde de Kolodumati Nyamuche. Kajuma de Semu Yije, Nyaseni de Denjo Yoni Chunderi. The day and night are the symbology for the male and female of the Shri Chakra Samvara. The day symbolizes the Heruka and night symbolizes the Vajrayogini, or in other way of speaking, method and wisdom. So that quote which I made right now, that the daytime is the Bhagwan Heruka and nighttime is the Vajrayogini, I do believe there's a quote from the Tantra that named as Domjung, that
text.
Pechiri dongju yu sebu tingu mindu, ju ki tsi nire. Ta gandari bai tinres jan, ta nyewe toma, nenjo toma sheya ki junzen shebari, tiri, ta gongya kaya yomari te.
So I'm quite sure it is from the text Domju. I'm quite sure. And so there's nothing for you to meditate here. I'm just giving our explanation, the reason that why we begin with the yoga of sleeping.
Tat gunda nyewe kudu nyelu ni yore.
When we go to bed at night, there are two ways of doing that.
Zhime lagawe nyelu to zhije lagawe nyelu nyeche.
So the two style, there is one who is fond of the term or the without elaboration, and one with elaboration.
Zhije ki ondu che nyegi ina, rang tunsang ke nenjo maridang, nenjo me kudu jindi yorwa, te yo iza nyega lakala, ta susu dosa kongwa dila, tame ben hanshin jang, tumba nyedu churu, sadu rija, sato doda shinda, tame ben ranga naya ke kumbha, tumba nyedu juni, chunju nizi li churu, miwa che.
So when we do it with elaboration, then we begin with like the house or the room we share to go to bed. That you can just say transform into emptiness, that which is the built with the stone and so on. You instantly transform that into emptiness, and within that state there appears a chunjung or the reality source.
Ten alo la chunju nizi ki keban zamzi la naso pema che, te dewa la nimen chengur che. So nenjo ma jusa tene imba.
So just about the middle of that chunjung or the dehidatial, that reality source, then at middle, then you have a multicolored lotus, and in center which is a sun cushion, as usual with the Vajrayogini practice.
Naso pema choshinda ma mabure choshide.
Now that multicolored lotus now is four cardinal directions are petals. Four petals of cardinal directions are red in color.
Mesan longsan ni ke dama sevure. Shalo da lonuni.
So, and southeast and northwest.
Nojang segurwa. Shalo da nojani.
So northwest. Those two are green. That's the southeast. No, southeast. That's named as the corner of the fire, and northwest is named as the corner of the wind. That's the way it is named. So southeast, that is the direction just between the south and east. So that is named after as the Vayu, or the corner. So corner of the fire. Corner of the fire. So that southeast direction is named as the fire corner. The reason is that that is the place of the direction protector who is the fire deity. Because of that, that corner is named after him. So west is northwest. Yeah, northwest. That corner is where the wind deity or wind direction protector sits. So that's why for that reason it's called wind corner.
Meloni says Dama Sebure Kuni.
So these two are yellow in color. These two petals are yellow in color. Please make a
Dendre
correction.
Jang on the Na Jabure. Dendre Sudu so down no Borutre.
So dental or the void of truth, absence of truth. So that is the south and southwest. That is the southwest and named after as absence of truth.
Lono was some de la Chojun Jugan on the symbol Kiviori. Lono symbol.
Southwest, that corner becomes this corner of the symbol of the yaksha. Yaksha?
Symbol Jazumado Demashe Shamamare. Junshada Shedeke Jimbari. Jazan Dema the Trevas, the Angel Jiokola.
So since the rapture, they habitually they can never tell truth. They are always dishonest. So they are named after as the absence of truth. So that corner is named after as the dental or the absence of truth. And the northeast is named as Wangden or the Indra. So Ishvara, because the northeast it becomes the spot of the Maheshwara, Ishvara. So for that reason it's named as corner of the Ishvara. So that where we had the yaksha, that corner is the green in color, and where we have the Ishvara, that corner is black in color, and then there's a ring, corella, ring, yeah, inside the lotus. That's yellow in color. So if you so the multicolored lotus, now we took care of the color of the 8 petals on the directions and subdirections, and the ring, which is between the center and the petal, where the petals start to spout out, that is yellow in color, and the center spot itself is green in color, and this is the texture, or this is the color of that lotus. So at center of that center, now within that circle, at center of lotus is the sun cushion. So the size of that sun cushion is the size of the height of your body, height of the deity. So there is no really determined size, but it all depends the magnitude of the size you would like to visualize. So now with those 8 lotuses, right? So lotus with 8 petals. Now on the Maheshwara, which is black in color, right? South, northeast? Yeah, northeast.
On the Sunyo, Changin the Malay Sunyo, Penangaras to Junior, Jangla Kalo, Hola Jevte.
So,
Nula Kalo, Jangla Gote, Shala Jevlo, Hola Kamachang to Junior, don't it? Today is that Jangla Go Kewa Inza, Jangin the Mama to Gola, Niman, the Vede. Nime den chidan davede yang chunju chi ni za go no khawre sing che go yu mare so lo go yu.
So on the either it says either on the northeast or on north paddle. In that case, your head will be on that. If say north, you have your head on north, and so your legs are stretched out towards the south, and your face east, and your back is towards the west, or in the sub corner of that, which is dark black in color, either in any of those, and you have and your legs towards the south. So you face west, back east, legs towards the south, and head towards the north. So we say singing Yaltap in the style of the lion in a sleeping position. That's the way the great Shakyamuni Buddha passed, and one of the reasons for us to do that is to emulate that master. So Lama Kondu Yimbachi, Rangazawa Lama Tela Lama Saman Duba, Yidan Kondu, Sanju Kondu, Jenny Kondu Yimbachani, Telama Doji Chankondo Mabu, Revenge and Rusu Devachila Santo, Kirung Jenny, Changan Navagashu. So I do go to Nyango to Mugoche, Lame Pangalangoja Nerigori. So on the north cushion, on north pedal, then upon that we have a sun and moon cushion. Say we will not have throne, but sun and moon cushion upon which is seated the one's guru in the form of Doji or the Vajradharma, and so we don't need a pillow because we sleep on the lap of the guru. And placing your right hand onto your right cheek, and laying on the right side of your shoulder, and your leg one above another and stretched out, and you lay your left hand on your left thigh, and so that if we could remind ourselves of this is the way the Buddha laid down, and Buddha laid, and if we could pass or connect our death with that kind of sleeping, there is some quote where it says that one will be saved from any of the three lower realm rebirths. It is said that if one pass on the back, laying on the back, that is not really a good sign, it says. A sign of going into lower realms. So in a laying position of the lion, but if we don't stretch our legs out but pull them in, that's the position of the predator. So laying our head on the lap of the Guru with a very strong faith, the Guru being the embodiment of the all three refuge, and your hand free with implements. No, we don't need the skull cups or the curved knife. So since we are laying on a sun cushion, that sun cushion, and trying to feel the warmth of that sun, and that becomes auspicious for us for the generation of the heat of the bliss. We should try to go to bed with a strong faith or the strong respect to the Guru on whose lap we are sleeping. So should we wake up in the middle of the night, just scan, just again work on the clarity of the Guru. So just imagine about the Guru on whose lap we are sleeping, and also on Chunjung, the which is the shelter inside which we sleep, and have an overall scanning of the surrounding. So this is all about the sleeping with elaboration. Now, if one chooses to sleep without elaboration, so if we say that if one is fond of sleeping without elaboration, without elaboration in sense of if one is fond of the emptiness. So when one lays down and that from the seat level, the palm of one's heart, a light is delegated. So one who is the style of sleeping, for those who are fond of the sleeping without elaboration, that is, as it comes towards the end of sadhana, right? That to the generational light, that all the formless realm in the form of light, it just absorbs in the upper part of your body, then the form realm in the middle part of your body, desire realm in the lower part of your body, and yourself into the cerebral palm, which eventually or gradually then disappear to that finest nanda or the squiggle, and disappear. And within that state of the voidness, you go to sleep, and in appearance void, but in reality being void of the inherent existence, in confirmation being void of inherent existence, and the mind which subject which comprehend that being the bliss, and with a very strong recollection upon the with strong reflection on the emptiness, then one go in the state of the sleep.
Umbu nubu dunye la gawa da, umbu dubu zhuje la gawa yin suwen du pechir. Da umbu nudu gang yin me na, zhube chi nga du nye ya de, zorin ki meji re. Zhube chen be lama chita se da nye wa yin na ne, jirin la pengu yor, jirin la goya la pengu yor. Jirin meji yin suwen.
That there is some saying that to go to sleep with elaboration is for those who are lesser intelligent, and to go without the elaboration is for those who are intelligent ones, whatever. But it is the going to sleep with elaboration that helps one to mature, that supplements or mature oneself for the practices of the developing stages, and going to bed without elaboration that matures oneself for the practice of the completing stages. So this is, I would think this is sufficient for the sleeping yoga. Now next is the Tangwe Nenjo, Tangwa as getting up and Neljo as yoga, and that is how we get up in the morning. So for getting up yoga awakening in the morning, since there we had two different ways of going to bed, so we must have two different ways of getting up. It is so for those who are going to get up, those who are diligent in the yoga of getting up, now it says get up on the third portion of the night, right? Get up on third portion of the night. So third portion, and it's like, for instance, for the bhikshus, in their instruction it says, without sleeping on the first and third portion of the night, one should get up and endeavor in the accumulation of the merits. So as mentioned, that to get up at the third portion of the night, that we break up the night into three timings, and timing of three, that is the first part, middle part, and third part. It says don't go to sleep during the first and last part, but endeavor in your practice. So that on the third part, third portion, we have to get up and so that we will not be able to follow that strictly, or we may not be able to be that meticulous, but whatever, that it becomes really, if we could do such a practice, even going to sleep becomes most wonderful way of accumulating or earning the merits. Earning the merits. The sleep by itself is neutral, right? But if we could transform it into most virtuous and productive, for instance, that if we could do it in the state of the emptiness, that's wonderful. If not, to recollect on the Guru as the embodiment of all three jewels, and thinking about or contemplating on it as sleeping. What a wonderful way of according to merit. So sleep itself is of three: meritorious, non-meritorious, and neutral. One can transform that into any three of them.
아니 상로 여기다 녀데네 교환이 레티 야로 마 지미데고레 체레가 마부체 유지상선 체데벌 녀데니 야도 가고요레.
So in a way, that as it is such a neutral, which we could changeable, that which we could change into any of the virtues or any of those negative, productive and virtuous, then because of that, sometimes it looks that much better. We're much better off if we go to bed rather than get up and think a lot of nasty things around. One of the great Siddha, he slept for 12 years. So, in the case of that great Siddha, after having, I think, accomplishing the practice of developing stages and so on, I think he has reached as far as the great isolation of body, or I think speech. And when he was about on that level, then he went to sleep by blending the sleep with the clear light. The mixing or blending the clear light with sleep, and then he slept for 12 years. And when he got up, that he has reached as far as the final stage of the semi or the isolation of the mind. They're almost nearing enlightenment.
So in
the words of Magic, she said, I do have a teaching that with which you could sleep well, but so she said that I have a teaching that with which you could sleep real well, but you, my sons or my children, you don't know that, and that made me uncomfortable or lomidi, which means it makes me unfulfilled. So, yeah, it sounds wonderful to sleep, right? We could sleep for a few days altogether. Maybe that will save us few on a grocery bill, but that could cost the loss of our job. So let's not do it.
That don't go so. Don't you go to Yedi, you know? Yalong the knee say what the Salutone, Bettingla, Najin Hibo Najo Mashilla Sova, Kachi Shing about Katsukibe, Niembe Loyant and Damari Datro, Driva Tsukoni, teaching you said the seven says on, teaching 7 years, so much, says Saturday, no teaching Yabuyori.
So when we awake in the morning, say, if with the elaboration, try to think, we're already awakened, right? That we are out of our sleep. We got up from it. So just believe that we are awakened from our state of sleepiness by the those four Vajrayogini and all the heroes.
Anyway, Kaji Shinkana, Babu Kansuke, Unsome Data, Unsabder Sangada, and the Anaji country Loyant and Damarella Sudatron, Dawur Dabe Mavache, the Jangini says Musamache.
So, those four great Vajrayoginis and all the Veeras and heroes and heroines from the Dakas and Daginis of the Kaju land itself, and by the chore of their Vajra songs and the recitation of mantra of the 3-syllable letter Om, and recitation of Vajra songs, and sound of the Damaru, and so awaken, cause us to get out of the sleep. Just try to make believe that we are got up from our state of sleep by the chore of the mantra recitation, sound of Damaru, and so on of the Kaju lands.
And the Tonya Gagata Yadiana, Tomba Yetingan, Tomba Le Rani Gigi, the Geneva Kuru Lamji, Churus Janbe, Tomba Gani, Churu Yanda Dabo, Dogeneva Kula Lamji, Lame Mavache.
So, whereas if you have gone to bed in a non-elaboration state, then just say, within the state of emptiness, I arise in the form of Venerable Vajrayogini, and that is just like a fish springs out from the pond, jumps out of the pond, like in that kind of instantaneous, you appear yourself out of the state of emptiness in the complete version of the great Venerable Vajrayogini. So when one arises out of that, then one arises out with all the ornaments but without implements, since we have to do our daily chores like cleanups and so on. So you may not have the implements in the hand, but you appear with the all complete ornaments. So, if we have gone to bed with elaboration, sleeping on the lap of the Guru, then the moment we get up in the morning, again work on our envisioning of the Guru, on whose lap we are sleeping, and work again and convince ourselves of his being as the embodiment of all three refuge, and also look around surrounding the Chunjung and everything, and scan and improve the visualization, and again with strong devotion and faith towards the Guru. So then when one work on the Guru and his clarity and so on, then because of the strong relationship between the Guru and disciple, and Guru's very strong, sincere affection, the affection towards disciple, and our bound of the very strong devotion towards the Guru generally melt into the light that Guru or Vajradharma, melt into a red light, a ball of red light, symbolizing the great affection of Guru towards oneself, and transforms into a very small, minute ball of light, which is a size of a egg of a bird, and then it enters into oneself through a calm aperture and mix and blend and become oneness with this one's own mind, appearing in the form of liberated palm at one's heart, and thus becoming the one's mind in the appearance of liberated palm and Guru become inseparable from each other.
Lama to shun Mabo, Jogong the Chichen Rang Jiwan Martin, Hinga Bangula, Timbe Jang, Lame Chelo, Shube Jang, Round Dojin and you must say Devate, College and Mendava Ziji Church in the called the Ziji Pum or Ziji Church in Mibacheni Yagayori.
So, by the virtue of, as explained, that Lama just Lama transforming into a very small ball of the red light and entering through the passage of crown aperture and mingling and blending and becoming one with the liberated, one's mind, liberated palm at heart, and blessing oneself. That by the virtue of that, once appearing in the form of the Vajrayogini glows even greater than the earlier. Because of that blessing received, that one becomes most radiant, resplendent, and glorious.
That is in your name, somebody turned it to turn water, Tadi, Nyawata Dome, Naju Ninji. They are long time turned it to Kavaria, it was a good torture, Levan Rugo in San. I did this in your name, Levan.
So now the next starts with the Duzi, or the nectar, and tasting of the nectar. And since right after we get up, we can't begin our sessions right away, since we have a lot of other agenda of the days to be done, right? Lots of needs of the day to be met. Like for instance, right away, we have rushed to our job. So that's why we have to do the tasting of nectar here.
As a Naju Chico Segomar, Yalon Sasson Tunani, Ali Kejin Chewi, Kejira Chewiyona, Kejichea Gosian to Jushun Anjin Sanluton. Yanger Puguyono, Puguyoni, Yanger Jushun Chuana, Cheve Tenzunda, Zangway Avuchepu, Kodadio, Kodatu Avujin. Tusu down to go Maricona Jaya, the Juruchuki, Kusun took 10 Trambasar, Jetty, Sanje go to Jerry and Jetty, Tabachatan, Kizarija to Yori.
So, in our surrounding and then arranging the altar and arranging our offerings and also having a proper look at having an audience with all the objects we have arranged on our altar, that every single time we see those reliquary objects, it leaves a very strong imprint and word seed for the seed of the liberation in our mental continuum. So thus, when we say that to have an audience with our reliquary object, we don't have to really touch them or just hug them or anything, just have a look at them. And that itself leaves a very strong imprint on us, imprint of the seed of the liberation. And also say the mantra of the offering, which comes in the Georgia practices.
And then Johan, the true Leja in the Boru, the tree in Nigeria, Lugu. So, I did this in our Nigeria, Boru, the Lekaman, the Susu, Chijun, Chuana, Tree Nigeria, Julie Shagri, and then Tunsanga Nigeria, Yori.
And also, of course, we have a lot of other things like the cleanliness, hygiene, and daily wash-ups, and so on. We'll talk about it in separate subject, as a separate subject later, that even before we begin with the tasting of nectar, we have to fulfill quite a lot of agendas of the day.
Rara Susi de Sekamala, Kuda de Kuba de Manguinaji Orwa, Tens a Kusum to Ten Yori. Kusum to Ten Jamba, Chova Yume, Jikobeziba Shambas, Jushuna de Yuyagi, Kusum to Ten Jamia, the Shoda Rishi, Convey $1,000, Jambi de Guamari, Toma Jandi Kurim Malovich Jam. Kusum to Ten Jamia de Rangi Chindi to the Lama Sugi Kusum to the Janguti Jabori. Te Yayole Yidam Jabori. ane sanje janchu sembare ane pawo kharu chujung somosre pecha soro ge den da chöden tu ge den ni bude yayon le jabore.
So as it comes in the Georgia practice, right, to arrange the altar every morning, that it does not mean that we have to every morning rearrange our altar. Be careful when you arrange it in the first time, keep the proper arrangement is important. Like for instance, the first comes the gurus, pictures of gurus and so on. We have stack of them, right? So pictures of the guru that from whom we have directly received teachings, they come first. And on their right, then immediate to them, then comes our idams or meditation deities. Then the Buddhas, then the Buddha sons, then the Dagas and Dakinis and so on, and also the scriptural texts that which symbolize the speech of the Buddha. They also have the place right immediate to the right and left of the gurus.
Da kusum to ge ten chaya ge tsala ya pe da shuge ya long tsawa da cha sung che goda ni ga cha sung che ji ge ba cha chen pen shi da yo.
For instance, like arranging the altar, arranging the reliquary objects of the body, speech, and mind. Now, of course, moment we get up, we make 3 prostrations, and also before we go to bed, we make 3 prostrations. And benefit of making prostrations, I think you know it well. For the bhikshus, that after making prostrations, now they have to do a tutin called to recollect on certain issues to obtain permission. So, and then when we get up, and then we clean up our room, and when we clean up our room, our attitude for cleaning up shouldn't be that it will make me comfortable, or our fondness or our passion, shouldn't be that. Because if we do so out of that, then it becomes feeding our desire. That becomes feeding our desire.
kunjo jen tra sa de zong wai zo samba che ma ge je gi na ane cho sa wa re so ba lang chung ba ge ji go je ne da chung to ba de sing dan zong zong go yu ji de xie ge yo.
So when we do the clean up of our rooms, that as we are to do a sadhana, where it requires we have to visualize the object of refuge, and we generate bodhicitta, and also eventually we also invoke the entire object of before whom we make we do our practices, right? So with sense of the need to be in a clean environment, because we are going to invite such a great host of guests that who are worthy of our service, and as service to, and as it will be unwholesome to invite them to a dirty environment, and as a service for them to come in the right environment, clean, proper environment, then with that kind of sense of service, if we do the cleanup, that itself becomes a most wonderful virtue. And I think you know the story of the great Lamchungpa who attained the great artship with just with the practice of the cleanups.
치제의 시다 시다 요즘 텔레면은 개적고야 요 말이. 상만도는 개적고 말이. 대처라 대바자라로 되는 노공도 같이 접치샤샤요 파도수 뿌다부 치다는 동군도 두수 군조 대전에 정야서 장만수고 선바 고노 대전에 야고 요리 나라 제부제 내고 사나 제바상은 되샤기 고는 메게오리.
So as it goes, and so we should do it with a sense of duty that since I'm going to invite that wonderful guest worthy of such a service of the clean environment, and if you do it, that becomes the most wonderful. Otherwise, if you just do it because I want to be comfortable or I want to have a sense of the or happy or something like that, that is the feeding our own desire. So, and out of delusion we do it, right? Then it becomes non-virtuous. So, but we want it virtuous.
That's almost a golden yabuiche. Never do chess, in some of the children so sagri. Then ya, Kusung to with Dan Jamsia, Kason Kanye Dishabat, Dijoja de Giomari. Kusung to with Dan Jamia delay, so good over the Chaga to Tehuja, Masses and Nibos to Tejuja Giomari. Lama Idan Sanjay Jansin, Pandiji, Yaji Toma Jam, and Yamataba Madam, tell you, Dujoche, Chadipudichi, Duchachi, Dujoche, Dan Jam doing insert. Tell a man Dujoche Gumari, Jegure, Dan Jayagusula. 제베고도 산제 고도 산제 뭐이 저주스방을 저 시선 산제 제비이나 소자 전부 사고요.
So to do these chores with the complete quality, with a real good sense quality to do it, that complete fulfillment, then one should do, for instance, like when we, as it says, arrange the altar. Our attitude towards the arranging altar shouldn't be like our attitude toward what kind of material, with what kind of material that statue is made of. Like for instance, if that is made of gold, if we leave that somewhere higher, that shouldn't be our attitude, the way we evaluate. But that should be arranged in the order of the Guru, the meditation deity, Buddhas, Buddha sons, and so on. In this arrangement, that should be laid, not on the material. So, like for instance, those which looks old, to leave them somewhere in the corner and so on, that's not really a right attitude. So we should avoid those and arrange them. So we may not be arranged every morning, but as arranging every morning, we should have a look at them every morning, and as a dusting, then keep something like feather and dust them every morning, and that will be enough as for arranging the altar every single morning. So reason we arrange the altar is to remind us that their presence and their presence, and every now and then when we walk by, just try to think about them, and by every single moment we see them, and then we receive the blessing.
어디 무독사래.
So, like then also we have quite a we have a fashion of having lots of pictures of our friends and relatives too, right, on the wall. But please don't arrange them on the altar. Their pictures, have them somewhere in some other spare room. And when you look around, go inside the altar when you see the gurus and the altar relic object that create merit. And when you have a look at your friends, that also again produce a tremendous passion and desire inside you. So I think they will cancel with each other well.
That in there you know 통용도 시사케 있는 방 비자로 있는 시사리니지. 다 가봐 연로스 니지 산니지하고. 선부 있네 선부를 누수 교원이 지지 말았다 니려던 거고. 배메시되면 누구를 니지 아삼바체네 가는 많은데 정로를 세르는 이제 뭐 중에는 아니 변도요.
So, just Kate, and like that, when we see the pictures of our friends and relatives, those who have departed, that if they are no longer with us, just try to think, that pray for them and remind you and pray for them for their well-being and say some mantra for them, make good wishes for them. And for your friends and those others pictures you have, try to think, that they are just lost in the concern which are limited only for the well-beings of this life. So just have compassion for them and pray for them. That will be wonderful.
산제의 고수 두설은 제나니 삼바야보 매네 교리. tema imba tsu teba je samba yabu mena pemba yomada konung lirale yo sanje kuzu lu cha che cheban bu jigin konung yabu mene ko be sanje toya bu jure this sing to le tembe gyos ten mi ba dong azu che ya jiri azu sing to le tembe gyola be to chimbu yungure konung go na azu konung de jo ta ne ke be jo chima sanglu tong ju ka bu cha ju la no me be cha ju ba dar ja jo chima ya ka bu chen de rang sanglu tong de du yo de So,
if we have a look at the picture of the like Buddha and so on, that even though our attitude may not be correct or is in a non-virtuous state, but by look itself becomes virtuous, and that kind of virtue is called virtue by the force of the object, and that becomes one of the most beneficial virtue we have on our way, because otherwise for us to have a right attitude all the time becomes really difficult, because that all our attitude or all our interests are just limited for this life alone, for the interests of this life alone, not even next life, not even the immediate next life. All our interests and endeavor are just limited for this life, let alone the interests of the full enlightenment, not even for the next life. So seeing the object of Buddha and so on, by the force of those objects, we do get some merits. So, if we have near ones, we shouldn't arrange the picture on the altar, that if we make prostrations to them and so on, that could alleviate aggravate their suffering if they are in somewhere in lower realms and so on. So, or to reduce their merits or personal merit and so on.
Sanje kusu la ya teba che ya tela be sanlo ya go mene kondu sagu sagu la mi jita ju jane taba cha jung gyo so bare.
Whereas the for the picture or for the relic object of the Buddhas, that even to have a look at them out of anger that one does receive the merit or the seed of the liberation in one's mental continuum. So such merit is not dependent or contingent on the attitude.
Yama me banjen runge chi langa la broni ane janggo chi be kema komba lojo chi janggo chi na la me chi do de ne kora hango re ni ti zeng yo re.
So once the messenger, when he was sent out, that he had to spend the night in a deserted home, and he was trying to mend a hole in his shoe.
Me de ya se bon ba yong du an tong ga bu che ni ti ziban de li ya sang je gu chi chi sha yo. Cha ba dong ku ge ma do me ba re ku me yo ma re.
So he was trying to mend his shoe, and with the flame of the light, then when it became clearer, he saw a picture of a Buddha that on the upper part of Buddha, bottom part was already ruined, damaged on the wall, which he became visible to him.
An ku ba de san ya da ti pe me ji chi shan do sa. Me re san be ka da na da ka ga yo de ma. Han yong zong su ng go de zo zo ru chi, zu do yo da. Yang se me go de bo bo yong pin de tong ma yu yu ai yo ne sam. Ti pe kan sa chi no a sa, ku da ya che ba re. Kin de da we jian ge ko de ba de yo ma re di, ju mo ku shi ne, ko na le chang chang je, sang je sha je tu ban za bo lin chung go go yong du, ku sang je ko de le ba re. Sang je je ya ge le de ti du sa ba re. Sang je ge chu ju su, ko me den ba tong, da ya bu che cha re mi.
So when he saw the Buddha, then with the crown protrusion or the Ushnisha, then that arose his curiosity. He thought, no, he does have a nose and so on, looks human, but how come somebody with a crown protrusion on the head that looks unique, and I haven't seen such a person before in my life. So he just kept looking at it out of curiosity a lot. And then after his death, then going into a lot of chains of the births, and eventually during the time of the Shakyamuni Buddha, he met the teaching, and he received the teaching and attained the state of arhathood, no longer amongst us. And that chance to meet the teaching and have an encounter with the teaching that connection was made when he had that chance, opportunity to appreciate that painting on the wall.
Deshi kusu zimo jiba la, chu shenpa ya si ji dawa, ngo ge ji doba tida chan, tida rinji sanje jiwa tong sung yo re. Dewa shiba sanje kusu ziba le chi shaba chi yo na, yago se ke me ne, kongru sagi sagi le jita ne, mangba na ku sanje jiwa ji tong res, je ge res. Ngo guzi ji che ne, daga na yi ge tso sa ge res.
So it is.
Kongru maza deba che na ala la re na, kongru sanje de ne pemen de ne yo song re.
So it's said that if one sees a picture of the Buddha on the wall, that encounter, that chance will enable that person to see a million Buddha in the future. And also will enable him, if he would bow with the respect, that will also bring a tremendous merit for him to do so. Not even out of respect, even he sees with anger, that will also bring the merit to that person.
All those che, that is an cheba the pu. Cheba san ma pu me de suna masava che. Tari shibun romare.
So,
Chi sa ju jinu le java daga, konjo le zan ma pu ba che. Se che doru le te or che, lamsa se sha na. Paju lango da chibarwa. Paju lango le zar bu ji te lamsa chotu tu sa gir na. Jine chi ji yo ma ra, ma so mere cho ji ni su chubare. Konjo chen go re. Saya de ne koraya pu go jinjilamni. Rede ali gong tene pe do ji ya ya zi ji ja. Ti konjo ge che sho go ma che ne che de ji la ga ge de ne ga yo ma da. Ti de ji le ga le che ji yo ma re. Ya ji ja pu. Ani ti pu rang che. Ta che pu pu go ye pu. Rang ge saya go ye na ka kong ro ji le jinjilamni ya pu.
So we should make offerings. So we should really make endeavor to make the offerings. And if we do not make the offerings and so on the altars, and there won't be much improvement in us. There won't be much improvement in our earning of merit and so on. Like, for instance, we do eat. And when we eat, we shouldn't just partake the food right away, like just as we feed our cattle or animal, that we should at least try to do it that by first making offering to the three jewel and then eat. Because even if we make the offering, that they are not going to consume your food, but instead, it is a good way of showing the respect and making offering. And also spare some the fresh one before we eat on a small quantity of that, and arrange that somewhere clean, and then we can take our food.
Nimajila Totini Matasavure. Totini would the Chevere Pudongina. Nimare Chevani Chona. And Logila Cheva Dunja Chore. Don't share it, Lonila don't share it.
So, the food we eat also, that we can think in a way making immense offering, and then we can, after making the offering, we should enjoy. For instance, we eat at least 2 courses, 2 main meals a day, right? 2 meals and 2 offering a day counts a year well over 700, right? Almost becomes 1,000. So within 2 years, we have made 1,000 offerings. And so that is a good way of earning the merits.
Tatine Twin Vocadu, the Agin and the so Devon de Du, Tajine to Senior and Najo de Mahare, Songs Jomer. Oh, yeah, the Brute.
Ruraki Shinin de Tempade, Sange Shindo Medo, Dogna Nanda Shina Chobash.
With the kid, Lord of Liver there. Juni Chinsar, Sumba Duzinia and Enjoy de la Two Lamson de Kay in a day on a day, and Duzinia and Enjoy Che, Two Lamson Madene, and Sugar Duzinia and Enjoy Che, and Dojo Marane, Duzinia and Enjoy Chejaman Gedu Yamare.
So if you are going to begin your tune or the session right away in the morning, then the moment you take up your cushion, then you can begin with the yoga of tasting the nectar. And if you are not, then you can just do it before you leave and do the practice of you tasting the yoga. There's no contradiction in doing so. There's no conflict.
Duzinia and Enjoy the Run Enjoy Maslavache, Enjoy my genere, Yan Dinjo Kola Dinjo Che, Jija Kola Jija. Kangala Yori deserve Kadava Chesiadi.
So the yoga of tasting the nectar, like one step appearing in the form of Vajrayogini, or if you are doing practice of Heruka, in the Heruka or Yamantaka, it comes in all those practices there where the instruction says that clean your mouth with the nectar.
So, no church in our what you
Yeah,
Desirable Manguyo, desirable combo Sashan de Giori.
So,
Shogere la desirable son Sagor, Jona, Majon Reri, Labayebe Deja.
so we have to take if you do have the nectar pill, I will use the Tibetan term now on Duzi Ripu. If you have that nectar pill or Duzi Ripu, that you should take the Ripu Isap in a good quantity. Then you should take as many as 3. Now how you do it is place them in your left hand, palm of the left hand.
Lava Yumba Tibunda Sela Nige, Bus and Remuti. Remuti Omo Humus. Shinju to Sunchi Tibek, Zurba, Nus Jidego Marwa, Omo Humus, Shinju to Sunchi Gide, Dizig and Nangi Nibu Tangma de Chumbe, Mervajan and Tisawari.
So place them on your palm, and by the meeting of the thumb and the ring finger of your left hand, place the nectar in your right hand, and the meeting the thumb and the ring finger of your left hand, and draw in a counterclockwise the Om Ah Hum, with the mind as if you were drawing a reality source, or the Chunjung, the triangle on your right palm, and as if you're taking the essence out from the center of it, then you drop in those 3 pills in the mouth and taste that.
That deserve some saya ijumare. Deserve to Nanshu is Yangore. To John Cannon Jaggers, Nanshu is about the gore. Doji Jibuji gore. Doji Jibuchi only Chilobake to the Mitsuda child solid Bake to Triachi. Susu San Zero, to use the Chigata de Mela Madame or Bedachi. Susu in the Triachi, Nigore. Ni John Addy, but Nemela song to a Chibu Demo Yahoyodon.
So, if you don't have that many quantity or that much quantity of the Duzuribu or the nectar pill to take, then you can just use the solution of it, which you have in inner offering, Nangche inner offering, and you can taste some of the substance from the inner offering. And like as we all need the container for the inner offering. Like for instance, like if we possible, we should have a set of Damaru and Bell and Vajra, and if possible, have 2 sets. The one you can heat as your secret Samaya substance, and one you can take along with you when you do have to attend a ceremony with other fellow practitioners.
That Nanshe de Peche Nacho Lusa Nanshe Korchanga Yone Yore, Many Dingdich. Ding the Tuagaine Yameva Choni Yaoyore, Gina Luya de Chandra Chandra, Chuine Juri. Then I deserve yep.
So now the inner offering, if you have the set of the inner offering cup, that would be good. If you don't, then you can just use a water ball and use that, or any container. Then the substance inside could be either liquor or the water or even tea.
And the change of Shayorva, your inza, Shogan did Duzinya and Nanjo Tela, Duzino Shudi, so you have a le. And Oma Hums Yongoje Chunju, Chita didn't let Oma Hums Jena Chilisha. The Mavaja Duzitive Lugi not Haji Chebne. Did you Bacha Java Janshinta? The Wachimbushi Shepherd Geology. Duzikibe Tangi Ayo Tayo Tangmati, Inge Pangi, Tandi goes an Najuma in the Pangiri. To join a Huiri. Yige Nige Pangi Rangi Lame 2, Yedangibe 2, Sama Joson Kondugibe, Pangi de la Timni. Lama Yeda the Shoba Pui, Lama Yeda to Sami, never just summer. Rangi diri Jambi Miba, Lama Yeda the Shoba Pui, Miba, Yahochi Cheshana, Suna Jachimo Soyachi, Duzia and Neju Tiri.
So then you, in that case, as you have the inner offering container, then just lift it up with your right hand, place it in the palm of your right hand, and with the ring finger of your left hand, and blessing with those 3 syllable letters of the Omahu on the 3 corners, as if drawing a triangle, and dip your hand in the middle, as a gesture of taking the essence, and place that substance on tip of your tongue, and enjoy it through the passage of the thought, with the thought of that by the virtue which cleanses up entire negativities, all our negativities, stains, impurities, and everything is thus pure, cleansed, and enable us to receive or saturate a whole entire body and thought with the wisdom of non-duality, bliss and void, and transform our body in the clearest, most lucid and transparent, and the very essence of the nectar finally mingles and blends with this liberated palm, in this case, which is at the center of your heart, and in the other deities would be liberated hum. So, but here it mixes with the liberated palm, which is the essence of the mind of the one's guru, the mind of the guru, one's meditation deity, and one's own mind, which is the inseparability of all those three, and which is the embodiment of all three objects of refuge, and makes the offering to that. Okay, so it cleanses one's personal defilements, and as well as it makes, with the essence, it makes the offering to the liberated palm, which is the embodiment of one's mind, the mind of the meditation deity, and mind of one's guru, inseparable from each other. So thus, in such a case, it becomes by itself becomes the most wonderful practice of the personal cleansing or defilement, and making a tremendous offering to the three jewel and one's guru.
Teresi Nimadava Duzir Nyawa Yinza, Della Payo Shita Son Yore, Ju Nala Son Sandu Tajunala, Tatsi Kamadum, Lambusha, Tansi, Minawe Dabu, Tasha Tagadan Sig, Garina Jig, Tan Chisha Tagadan Sig, Shama Duzima Savala, Payo Mamuson Yore. How did Duzir?
So,
Duzir would the Shanga Duzima, Jani Chinjil and the Drusha Cheship, Duzir, Duzir.
The duziribu, or the nectar pill, which we enjoy, which we taste, and its benefit of that taking that, and as explained just now, which if I quote from the Guha Samaja, that like there are lots of things like if one were to partake those 5 meat and 5 nectar and so on, what immense benefit it brings forth. That duziribu, or the nectar pill, is the production of that out of as a 5 meat and 5 nectar in the form of substitution. With the substitutions, it is prepared, and we partake of it.
Shaganda Duzinga de la One troubled by 2 members in Suke, the Sangombure.
So,
me shatilla Trasio de Mishagore. Tashal de la Tajanshi Shagore. Chisha Sia de Singi Shagore.
So, like for instance, like to make the real, authentic, real nectar pill with the use of the real substance itself, then it becomes almost very rare, very, very rare, because that as for the human flesh, one needs the flesh of the 7th birth of the Brahma, and as for the horse, one needs the flesh of the certain kind of horse called Changxi, and for the horse flesh of the dog, we need the flesh of the snow lions, and so on.
Balang Shasya Dala, Balang Chucho Shagore.
So for the cow, that one needs the meat or flesh of the named as chucho, I think.
Chucho Sia, Balang Chumbu, Chusia, the Mamu Soba Sugri, Soba Digi Chod Jibabe, Bomburu Jing Yorna. Did this on your mind,
So chucho actually means the leader of the caravan of the cow herd, right? But it is a very kind of some kind of legendary, and sorry, not legendary. It is not present in the present moment anyway. It's not available at the present moment anyway.
다 되네 많이 봐 인도 더더 저거래. 상하자로베 아루신도 지그래. 아루신도 나로 루바 루드 바요네 치션 매다 도야 아루신도 상하자로 아루신도 동물에.
So since none of those are available, what we use is the substitution. The substitution, like for instance, for fried meat, there's certain kind of fruit named aru. If you check up in the dictionary, you might find it, aru, and a certain type of aru itself called sendo, that is used as substitute for the fried meat.
두징아 데라야 조강당 자데당 아니 조강제 자데제 동주 최대제배 봉추제
So
조루제
for the five nectar, and we use the substance like for five nectars we use substance like, please get in Tibetan because I don't know the name in either in Latin or because in the common English I don't think we have it. Chukam and Zati and also Pumju. Now that is the water from the ways, water from accomplished ways, and then Chukam and so on.
마뇨야 코란베 체고는 배 주제 동아치 지유레마도 배트 가용이 지지요 말이야.
And there is also proportion. The proportion of their quantity also mentioned.
테나라라마 가만 넘버스 주샤베 드지르고 법준지 저거리. 진데.
And also one has to one adds the pumpkin or the nectar pills accomplished or made by the former great lamas. We add them to it as a stream of their blessing.
마라슨데 드지르부데라 길루초게 드지르부데나라 샤탄 드즈문에 땅 요마리 야고시라레 대베chen 로산 추징 드지르부데라베 어제 마통 파도 주샤베 메리마리 자왕마베 주샤바요 자와게선 자수가요레.
So like now in all the duzuribu or nectar pills which are prepared in the Giluk section, none of them contains the real substance, those material in authentic material, real material themselves. They all use the substitutions. And for instance, the great Benjal Losang Chui Genzin, he made a nectar pill that which he tried to accomplish or make until that nectar pill starts beginning to glow. So it is also named as the glowy or something which is shiny, it's shiny. Until it began to shine, he kept on practicing for the accomplishment of that. And the 5th Dalai Lama, he made also some, and 7th Dalai Lama.
Oh yeah. Then Lama do jump home car which you do job of Handini on the cover. Mama do you Juma. Dimjogi Shane, the Zimabu boy on the Tipojan Shane, and Jesha done the Druja of Giore.
And great His Holiness Jesse Pabunka, he made, I think they should be, he produced twice, I think earlier and later. And he obtaining a nectar which started dripping from a mouth of a statue with the Heruka, then adding that to the nectar pill he made. And there are lots which are produced or made by His Holiness Srijang Dorjichang.
Sacha Dujiru Langasheke, Tobachikan Yore, the Indian Hema, Saja Kuman Sugichina, Manzutenala Yoya. So suna zimuka yore.
So, and also there are few which are prepared in the Satya lineage, that what which we have obtained from the Satya, then we have the rituals prepared by our great Sonam Tsemo of the Satya.
That didn't be such a material. Didn't do any drew. Tama think about the Rusha, but in the yo in the Duziru Rana, Yahoyore, to Sujep.
So, since we have the very authentic nectar pearls or Duzuribu, that which they try to accomplish, that which they try to make until a certain science which appeared on them, they worked on it. So, if we could get some of those, would be very wonderful.
Duziru can you comment Chesalena? Gashe Machine and Tedeki Cholum Luciani. Kenza Tenderi Song Jigzoni bed, Duzume, Saje Donjari in Chavare, Zawajere, Zawajela in Lani Zanga Chani, Mena Donda Jashabe, Chi inserted Tatinala Karkari or in the mission. That Logi Gondogi, Chi Yore, to Sebu Sheji Omarita, Lama Yomare, Zokenjenda Yomare, Yoma de Ributa, Ayomayonga Hamago, to Sudin Yamayina, Sada Hakongas, San Yomare. And Tado in a country in the Shingomari, Perda in a Tileyon, Saja Donjagu Disume, Chamber of Pojun, Medadon, Dodu, Kala Sagmare. Then the does your that to Hakoache, Duzirukun Dabu Juna, Nacho knowledge, and Shiraya Wingure.
So, Duzuribu or the nectar pearls which are prepared, and we should really be careful. We shouldn't just go around and get everything which bears the title as Duzuribu or Ribu, that we shouldn't be gullible to have it and add to our inner offering. That we should be real careful. Like for instance, there at certain point, some because of their clear could be out of their ignorance and so on, they haven't done quite an adequate job with it, and and there have been certain pearls which are named after as the with 1,000 species and so on. They do claim that they have obtained 1,000 different ingredients and made that available, but I think if you take those could be quite dangerous too, because of the way they are prepared, and one has to be careful for the authenticity of those nectar pearls, because one has to know what it contains. Now, out of those, that what we have covered so far are the yoga of sleeping, yoga of the getting up, and yoga of the tasting the nectar.
Daje Talayu at the Jubin to Chimenda Jamasia Molondi and Kajulan Tsans already, Telejavachi, Deje, Kasan Chingu Dichu, Dojo de Talayori. They are Daje Mendo Nina Mendo. Molondi Yona, Milan Junction, Edward Rajotongo.
So if you have if you got the long prayer, then please take them out, and then I will introduce you into the long version of prayer. If you have Tibetan section, please open up your Tibetan section.
Did I Kajo Pendulum Muru Senior Division Zimmer shows Shinya Densula Molonjawari. Long as our Shinya Densu, that's all, maybe it's either Toma, Gachi.
So the first one, I think third verse, that is the making the praying for our Guru devotion.
所以我们就给这的没见这么少，第一站嘞，他可能属于可算成大就比较去有。
So actually the long prayer which His Holiness is following here is not in your long sadhana, because that it is long, but there's even longer version than that, which is in the self-initiation text. So it is so actually you are the ones who need it. Of course I don't need that, you know. So if you don't need it, then it's quite fine with me.
That you catch your mental loss, you want to join the near the Zimmer shows, Jenny, Shinya Tessilomana Javare. That the name I Janet you had the law. Near down the Zinya, Najuji, Gusun goes on the river shore, see Nisha Saratari. Near down the Zinya, Najuji, never Naju, down Naju, the Zinya, Naju Sumutire. This one Gusun goes on the river shores, Gusun goes on the Rusia, Gusun Lunga Yisumre. Lunga Yisun goes on the Rulu Carresana. Near Nedeva Inzam, two matching on the Antonia Gont and Yeoina, the Dungi Gomba is a eager river.
So So now what we covered so far is the two lines, the where it says the sleeping, awakening, and tasting of yoga. They may my mind be oneness with the joy. They may my body, speech, and mind remain in the state of joy or the bliss, the three kinds of bliss. Now, for instance, when we sleep in this yoga of the emptiness, then as our mind is in the state of joy of emptiness, so it's in the sport of the joy of emptiness.
Ya lang yu de la ko le dang go do ne lu ka ri chen ne che lang yu be ko de ji na ji me ko le dang go yin za lu la yu ko le se yu de lu ji ga wa sin ne ku yu ga wa ri.
So where's the now whichever style you have adopted for to go to bed, whether with elaboration or without, but when you did arise, you arose in the state or in the form of a deity, right? So when you did arise in the form of a deity with a physical form, then that is the joy of physical joy of appearing oneself in the form of a deity.
This is now this is Jemel and Ma Nyang Go Re. Never the case shows like a langatiri. Just the Teneman, that home Jinjil, Java Yinza, Sungi go already.
So where's the when we taste the nectar, the whichever way used, but each passage we have tasted is our throat, right? The throat, which through passage of which we taste the nectar, that same passage we use for speaking, expressing ourselves in a form of speech. We verbalize with the use of our throat. So thus that it is the speech, right? So tasting of nectar, the joy of the speech. So those may I be able to spot in the three states of joy by the practice of those three yogas.
There's a jet all the Jinjil, Zakam Jinjil over Indu, Jetty Gaji Shosaki, Lambda with the Yinza, Sungi go at it. That is it, Taman Hinga Pangila, Timine, the Wachim, Shiva, Mavacha Iza, or Ye on Tuji go at it.
So, to the taste of the placing our nectar on the tongue, and tongue which we use as medium to express ourselves or use the speech. So that becomes the our joy of the speech, great joy of the speech, and with that, and it went through and it blessed in our entire length of the nadis and elements inside those nadis, and finally blending with that at center of our heart, and it filled our entire body with the great bliss state of the wisdom of the bliss and void. So that becomes the joy, real joy of the mind.
Dire, Oje Yoseki Sheva de Tire. Tayang, Tsi Zawal Jurchia Chigin, Nye Dang, Duzinya, Neju Gosung Gawasun the Rusu, Nyewa de Tony Mother Nyewa in Tushi Gawache. Don't the Lagola Dawa Inza, Kui Gawa Tichivache. Duzinya, Neju Debe Lani Yawa Inza, Sungi Gawache. Hata Gawasun the Rulu de Tire.
So this is how the great Tsongkhapa and his disciples interpreted it. Or other way, we also had, as spoken earlier, that since we arose from the state of the emptiness into emptiness, right, state in sleep of the emptiness, there's the joy of the mind, and arising in the form of a deity, there's the joy of the physical joy, and enjoying the nectar through the throat, which is the medium with which we express ourselves verbally, so joy of the speech.
Ta nino nye da Duzinya Sungri Sarche. Tseme Lama Dalarches. Tseme Jinenjuru Seatenal Jondu Sinje Tseme Jire.
So now those three, the sleeping, awakening, and the tasting yoga, those three are done. And our next is the yoga of immeasurables and Guru Yoga and generation of oneself as the deity. Now fourth, the yoga of the immeasurables, there's a four kind.
Tseme Sana Jiyosana Suji Gimigita Shabari.
So out of four, just it gave the title to the whole four practice with one of them. We say immeasurable ones. In fact, it has the four in it.
Nandela Lam Loba Churubali Chebra Cheba Jamru Sigre.
So now those yoga with immeasurable, or the fourth one, it has four subsections. The first one, to distinguish oneself from the inferior, the non-Buddhists, inferiors, than the taking of the refuge, teaching or taking of the refuge, lesser vehicle. To distinguish or to excel from the lesser vehicle, like the Sravaka or the Pratya Buddha, the teachings on the generation of bodhicitta. For the purification of the adverse factor, like negativities and obstacles. Now to remove them, the teaching on the Vajrasattva. And fourth, for the conducive factor, collection of the immense merit. For in order to collect immense merit, the teachings on the Guru Yoga. Now, out of these four grand teachings, now the first three are counted in one, the yoga of immeasurable, right? And the fourth one has its own section. That is the fifth one, the yoga, Guru Yoga.
Chirubatelan, Yandabala Shuto Amaro, Lovelan la Shudever, Lam Losumari, Chirubet, Nyanakaze, Cheshan, Horansukum, Jasasipatum to Togure, Shine Togure, Latum Togure, Latum Tole, Latu Sunday, Jita, Zume, Jigabengoji Tone, Jidemelan Toshu, Sizipatum Togure. Rede Tabatogio Mari.
So, the wrong path, like in other practices, that one could reach as in Tirthikas, that in their practice, one could reach as high as the pinnacle of the worldly existence, or the top of the Siddhi, or the fourth formless realm, but one can never attain the state beyond suffering.
제자나 로바리 당가서 정도 대하고 지체마 토나 치료버셔야 돼 양이
So, if one, but still it is the wrong course. It's a wrong course. Sorry, yes, right, wrong course. So, if we can't do our taking of refuge properly, if we don't know how to take refuge properly, then however differently we try to do something, but we are in fact we are not a Buddhist.
그러면 정도의 넘어 상지바 지나기 체의 정도 요매고 버르도 샤고리 대체 단 넘어 이내에 넘어 상지바 주의지가 있는 라로바다 말에 라양다베 라무제 레디니 테바 첨부의 로마토는 상하시다 파세리 람메바 니랑베 람메바 홍소는 한테바 첨부의 쇼토고 요마도 어딜라 심제고 장주의 심제 장주의 심야고 공토는 테바 첨부의 쇼노리
So that to be a Buddhist, one should have really taken a proper refuge, right? So if one has taken a proper refuge, one qualify and one is a qualified Buddhist. But whatever course one takes becomes a Buddhist course or path. But if one couldn't have the generation of the higher motivation, then that becomes of the lesser ego.
당연히 대화 침벌의 쇼토 정도 세계 아버지 상로동 토요네 야 랑주부 저발라 조사리중 제국을도 조사리중 마주나 야레그 말이 대대 그랬다가 제가 디바 정말라 게제 디리 정말라 도지스메 군대기 치시해 버려.
So even though we have had those right motivation and so on, and we are on the right course, but to have a speedy realization, or to gain a speedy realization or the insights, we need to remove the obstacles which are on our way, the obstacles of negativities, and to have the strong background or the strong store of the merits. So in order to remove the obstacles, now we need the teachings on the Vajrasattva. So to cut through the defilements or the negativities, we need that teaching. Now next, in order to take the refuge, now we need the objects before whom we take the refuge. So we have to envision the object of refuge. So the object of refuge could be many, that are so many in terms of whether we can have a really grand assembly of the object of refuge, or very simple, in a way, condensed way. So the way it begins in the sadhana, where it says, "In the space before me stands," that is the way it is explained in the most grand assembly.
나가시야 가벌베 나가 토부사 남디 공이 와야 쓰지요 말에 랑게 맨상게 네 때즈 토치 시라 다른 지지요 말에.
So when we say space in front, that it meant right at the level of, it does not mean the whole space, but at the level of one's eyebrows, two eyebrows.
난 맨상 가토도 저 신트데 상로동도 생기체 제자 첨부 생기체 첨부지제 저래를 생기니니니가 자되게 생기대 비체.
So right at that level, or space in front, right at that level, we should visualize a huge throne raised by the lines.
최고란 rumbu시기 체체.
a throne of the precious substance.
Ramuchi Titalaya, Wad Patsima Tong, Parindovice, Gondichi Tong, and the car of Toto Sushari, Tumba Toto degree, Tumba Regional Singeriche degree.
So that precious throne, like with the lots of layers, right, on top and bottom, you will see that it is on the one layer above another with some supports in the middle. So you'll find some empty gap inside which is the two lines, a pair of lines raising the throne up.
No, the Ranla Kegarwa, do the singing, yell singing, yell singing, you'll singing.
So lines raising the throne. So lines raising the throne. So a pair each on each facing each side. So thus we have the sets of 4 pair on each direction.
Singi Jedi, Ijo, Peranga Savelamata, Yermisheva, Kolodumba, Yayungi, then Tuki, Tujuji, won't you jake to Yunedri? Won't you jet, Sachi Ordan? Won't you Yunde, won't you jet, you cover it?
So those 8 lines, they being in fact, being in actuality, the very mind of the Guru himself, but appearing, taking the form of the 8 line, as to resemble, as a symbol, as to represent the 8 Ishwaras. That when we say 8 Ishwaras of the Guru and 8 Ishwari quality of the Guru, those are the 2 different things.
Singi, be Tinsongi, Jagalani, Devayodi, Singi be Kariksa or Tarabu Yarabu Yongichi, Kume Pabuchi or Damsi, Timare, the Singimare.
So line, as we know of line, like as you see, which looks kind of a little scary with their long hair and look a little teeny towards the tail, but we're broad at the top, which is well known to us. That is not the kind of line we are talking about here.
Singi Deva the Kongritile, Kongichil Devere Mado, Pangon Chokalma Pavugumare.
So the kind of line is the snow line, the one who enjoys at the peak of the snow mountains as his abode, one who does not come down on the meadow or to have a sip of water along the river.
Nomani Jagale Singi Yore, Pele Yore, Tinson Mavada.
The long time ago, I think in India too, they had that kind of line, and in Tibet too, it looks we don't have it any longer.
Jati Shonshon Singedia Gema Yore, Chachunga Yore.
Garuda.
Oh yeah.
Once we had Garudas, but no longer.
Garuda Singed Chachung Che, Lavani Minoje Che, Shoba Che, Gole Rago Che, Chodu Chati Yin Chiridan, Top Chung Chiori.
Garuda, a powerful bird, that hands looks quite, feature of hand looks quite like that of human, and but with beak, and also has a horn, and has wings, a very mighty bird.
Shanshan de Shoba Yoke, Jadik Risutovala, Be Shanshan Mazda, Kading Garuda de, Jadi Shoba Yoke, someone gave be no Zord of Chile, called Bumukusuru, without Konoje, Benda Church.
So most prominent figure amongst all the winged living species, amongst all the winged birds, he is the
Shanshan Singe de Gema Jagali Yore. Jabuchi Nasa Chune, Shanshan de Neshibilu Suyum. Shanshan de Minajan, Hajang Zu Zambu, Dumbaya Miyake, Taya Miyake. Be Shovachi Yore Maduje, Minajan Yore.
So another kind of bird named as Shangshang, very very good looking, physique of human, but very good looking human, and with legs and hands, but has a wing. And I think there's a story that a king got ill, and he invited one of them to his place.
Keba majo di chati ki droche de, kongwa chati imandra inyu, di yabu jirang shen ma song.
I'm not quite sure. It looks that below his hip that he does have a hind leg, sort of his legs, which has some feather, so in a way resemble that of the regular bird.
Shang shang diyo ombe yang dar nye, nga dra kin shi ma me karsa minchung la, sayage, shang shang ki ke di nyenbu shivu ji yore, sanje ka sonyan ya la chuju zaji pe kwe sa ji kure.
So Shangshang, this kind of bird named as Shangshang in Tibetan, that his voice is supposed to be really charming and pleasant to hear. So that's why he's used as one of the simile to resemble the voice of the Buddha in few poems.
Sengit kansin teni, tsari kongri la yore, di nga zu chunju kong la, nga zu da tong ma nyung di, sengit tong nye chi, tu yore, me di tso lo yung draba chi, chung yore di.
When I was young, there was a monk, who made a pilgrimage on the certain mountain named Tsari, a place of pilgrimage, and he did see a snow lion, or this kind of lion, and who did happen.
Kolo do me ne shivu chi re se, tsari di kodru chi tu kalya kabu re. Draba nyi kodra chimba re, tsari shi rongo mandwa chi tsigo chimba re.
So the Tsari, or that mountain, is one of the most sacred place for the practice for the practitioner of the Shri Chakra Samvara, and the two monks they paid a pilgrim to that, and he, instead of just going around the mountain, they also reached the top.
Tsari tange rung sheki deba re, pentuwa shi dega ma re di, minsu singi tuyandu sungza tepcha chi lo kone. Peche ja tesan de waso de bendam singi lo kode gidu. Tene le sigi ma gema jaga le yo re, sanje she ju di.
So it seems that I'm telling you the stories instead of talking about the teaching, But I just got into these talks because every one of you seems to have some confusion about the lines with the regular lines which we see these days. So because of that, we got sidetracked with these stories.
Tsari chigo gangri chi le nuzan sibe gangri be gangri shida di yu di, gangri gebu ju deba tinde na la, traba chi saa song re.
So like that Tsari, the sacred mountain, right? When they were climbing that, and it has lots of crevices at the top where there are a lot of snow, and in one of the ice crevices, one of the monks fell in one of the crevices.
Ta traba chi tika de, kumi be wala saa, maa te ya te geshe kuni.
So one monk, he fell in the crevice, and one was on the top, so they were talking with each other from the top and one inside the crevice.
Traba niga lo chuba na chi re mi.
So both are Choba means religious.
Ani ya mene saa di ngan, da chora nrusho ma do nyama chibu chen chora gongi chi lan gaa di chashi tegi re, chora long sun, da ngani thaya yo ma re, gangdung na saa ba re. Nima chu rugu do, ngani chu di maa te maa te nru gin tuwa, kaba shi na chi le shi degi. Da ngani ne go lo yung kholo do be ne na le ba re. Da shi ne so da sa kholo do ma do yo ma re, joba tsa di mes. Ngani mi jo shu sin roya ma re, chem kye yung ma re, kagang kama pesha tanda la yung ma re, tsindiki tanda la yung ma re, kholo do ma la suwa ta nene nila yung ba re, nera la shi gu chewa da nga shi ju re nga, 가디 신의 거요마도 저번에 매처럼 잔 신지 마제스 아니 콜랑도.
So he told that other friend that you just better move because now I fell in a crevice. I have no way helping myself out. So, and whereas on the other hand, for you it is better to leave since it'll get cold and it can freeze you too, so it won't be of help to it. But in my case, that I'm in a real good place because we accomplished in our mission of paying a visit to this place, holy place of the Chakrasamvara. Nobody has imposed this mission on us. This is our personal choice. We didn't make this decision to earn anything or not, that we have no other motive than to pay a visit to this or sacred place of the Chakrasamvara. So I have no hesitation to lose my life because I have accomplished something I have wanted. So after my death, it shouldn't be too bad, but I have no regret to encounter my death and encounter my death. So that's what he said. And also he said that there's little water, so I'll just follow it and I might die somewhere on the line along the way.
차롱도 개분으로 주여서 뭐 추진 누구 코드나 차마 심벌 너도 자른 중에 속에 사야 잠바지 개고래 매 동야게 자자여 말로 왔더니 별로 자자여 말이 자자 도마 예민이 소리 신경 말이 왜 자자 자살 주소르디 빠네 무슨 바고 말이 joashani 모스뇨 제테나 주샤버지요 팀 메보나는 메다야 주 메다 마부터 선택해야 또 맹호부지에 봐요 그래 어떻게 해야 되지 마바는 마도 저러봐야 심어 말이 저는 저거요 말이 매주 메자서 그래 도가공 지공을 자지야 메자도 쓰네 메마트 해요서 고마요 그래 안가래를 보자네 메바 그래 그 메자지게 봤다 잠바지 계지요 다 도전에 이거로 들으실래요 말이 아니 미게 올라서 가게요 말이 자과지를 마마마마 세상 영종순의 강그 타델레드 영토부지 갈래 버려 다 레질러 봐 강을 토부 되겠으면 배가로 우주 틀에 임버리 텔레서 마대자도 뭐 용코대로 보면 마 제는 강을 지어야 되는 파는 바 신나제 동구요래데 아니 데브르지 때 진도서 파 진도 사진도 사마도 제요 말이 고샤부 누구리로 돼 대버려 콜로 뭐 코르다 딘조 코르다네 되는 수다 시주랑래 시주 이자베 시그레 신나 딘조가 수와 찌지도 점바대지 여바도 점바 도마 강강사네 회사 개버지 춘데 내가 동야를 강코레 사조래 어딘데 딘조도 수와다 제대 샤부 드데 버대
So he found a little creek or so a little water flowing along there in the crevice, so he just followed it. And so when we go to those places, since we did not have matches those days, we take flint, and also like the tsamba, they carry tsamba, and so they finally, when he got to the end of that, he reached a precipice from where he has a very good look outside on the valley, but he's very high up in the mountain, and it is very high, and because of the height, and he also felt a little dizzy, and there's little spots around, and all he could do is he knew that now there's not much time left for him, and his death is certain. So thus, whatever remaining time which he has, he just used that for the single-pointed dedication for the practice of the Chakrasamvara, and he used some leftover samba which he had, and using that very wisely, he lived for about 7 days.
아니 저게 니마 나야라 니마 샤샤라 그 되는바 조선도 진두고 요리데 마시란도 누구가 만다 쇼신 삼니마 사도 사레서 아니 칠바즈 진도 초즈 진도 아니 Yamana Dene, Dinjo Korando, Sena College, Gonju at the Gong Sinte, Yen Semela, so that the Dinjo Koratunji. Shabadun drove Shoga Koran Paz in Rune, Chig Chasonjin Ruparula, Chig Hala, Singing Yone, Kuti the Boyumore. Singing Imadadua, singing the Hala Pindu. Singing Pindu the Uredig, Shoba Yuri. Singing Pirbe Loju Mamushe. Jana Pata, she left could treat this. That is an issue, group is as Chamupurazi. Yadanga second living, but some.
So then when he has to go use the restroom, he would just come back, and then most of the time he sat there and sat just with the full single-pointed devotion for the Chakra He lasted for 7 days, and on the 7th day, the morning, then he heard a very strange sound of something landing nearby, and which looked like those mains, but anyway, which looks very broad on top, which of the line, it helps like wings to fly, There's a lot of story of the snow lions flying, and that kind of creature has landed. So he thought that a creature has come by to eat him up. With sounds, and which wanted me to repeat shalang shalang, which was the sound of the snow lion made when he landed nearby.
Chile to Chiksa. That's a good some shit, cigarette, that could do it. Dimjorang, that Sane Sakai, Shine Shisai, that gets George Manchesam called them.
So when he was sitting there, when that kind of creature, which looks very dreadful, has landed nearby him, and his breath was so warming that it was, and when his nose started sniffing him, then he really got scared. And the warmth of his breath, that also gave a tremendous heat, right? He could feel that. And he said that, but he thought that even though I'm devoured, it's all right, because this is the right place where I can end my life. That in whatever cases, that may the Chakrasamvara take care of me. And with that kind of strong devotion, he just waited. And he did say later that it looked really scary, that he started sniffing, and also breath was very warming.
And they are kind of lemon, cannon, Gilegia, canal Jew, and Persuade.
So
soon sub me, so what in Papine, Shinaji see the Maja and dead Jasa.
So then it looked really huge, and when his tongue started rolling around, then he really started feeling the warmth, and he was scared. Then finally he extended his tongue and rolled him inside his mouth, just in whole. And then he started flying and dropped him somewhere in the middle of a forest. And when he looked around, that he was surprised that he was in the middle of a forest now. Then he did say that he was left on a meadow, and he moved a little further away from him. So then he just moved a little further away from him. Then he made a big leap or jump, Then with that jump, he started flying and he flew right over to the top of that mountain. Then when he tried to have a good look at that creature, then he no longer could see that. It disappeared somewhere in that mountain.
다그 점부터 사지가 도시든 사이가 야요래. 코라시기 케요래. 사야 요마다. 다 메자 잡아야 되다 개발다샤 지지다 메자도 케디요래. 제 그게요.
So the little provision of the samba he had, that little bag, that he forgot behind since he was taken care of by that lion. So his load remained behind, but all he had was a little knife and the flint.
다 그런 마산디 자자 가야시라가 다 군조가 되게 가서 타기 말이야. 다 내대자변 되게 말해서 침벌 신하신의 바지 정도도 전세지게 세자베 르다지게 샤수디로지 유샤사데.
So he did say that by the help of the three jewel that I am saved, my life is saved this time. So now I can't stay here, I should move. And when he started moving, then he found some leftover of a dead animal eaten up by some other predator.
Then 그 메자자 메지동 배 전세계 서로기 샤드 수네 지여로 되게 바기 메자동 동그 세네 샤사르고 샤 거셰지 사사드 지레주사 야에 자자사 부싱싱 지게 미고 이문다도.
So then when he made a fire and he started roasting some of those leftover of the remaining of that animal. And when he ate some of that with the help of his knife, and then all of a sudden again there came some other strange animal, which happens to be a Mugu or Yeti. Yeti. Yeah. There was a Yeti.
Last. 다양한 사케데 종사고 셰니 미다마는 미종지 되어리 미종대자 미고 그 치래요 대바야 토토 동의 조조 동기사.
So then again he got scared. He thought, no, there's another one going to eat me up. And he just closed his eye and being scared. And then they found that that Yeti is shaking him up, shaking him real hard.
아니 미대자미 그런 치래데 비그 맷질 메자 동자 샤드 좀 가되게 되도 주구주네 됐으이사. 안 그 샤드네 제 미거데 고이사. 아니 샤바는 메자 동 제네 거기. 아니 가셰제 사도 연구 사면 저런 사실 소코 칼수제기사. 아 그래서 미거래 제 군이 샤스제 되어리.
So then he started shaking him up, and then when he opened his eyes and looked back, then the Yeti started pointing to that fire where he is roasting that leftover remaining of that dead animal, right? And he was asking that if he could share some with him. And he shared some of those meat with the Yeti, and when he started giving all to Yeti, then he made a gesture that you should have some too.
Today, Shamira don't the German country, 다용고요. 아니 미고에게 떡이 떡인데 쉬우지 떡이 사도와진 떡이 아오 다쿠로바지 용고요래. 다들레 오신 가서 그래서 고시제 용종 손도 다 용고요래. 다 셰용도 미셰용도 다 칼 파주르고요라. 지난 미고에 고출심 제호어대 쪽 도지 기준으로서 도디 캐네 고됐어. 아양세다 그 로바디 용기 버서다도 미다지레냐 알아서 자신 실레레주사 그미 도지 지슈 다된 거라 다데 대리 아니 곧발 야롱로 다데 소스네 동네 알리시메도사 다데 야 타주 돈 파시주 and call shows, Baba shoes, according to Kijorwa, and could drink the Shakache, Migu Layoju, Baba's Patenka, Yamuchi to Sa, when Baba shoot, Tasha, Miraton said.
So, because
Baba decayed, could give the Yochusa. Baba the Conjun, when Shamiraton said every.
So because of that smell they produced by roast burning of the flesh, then that that stimulated the smell of tiger, right? So they came a tiger, and then which was sensed by the Yeti, and he was really getting attentive and really being watchful. Then that scared the person very much. He thought that something else is going to happen, you know. He was really scared. And then the Yeti took the man onto his shoulder and grabbed a huge stone in his hand. Then there did appear a tiger coming by, and Yeti with the hit of the stone knocked the tiger out, and then he killed the tiger. Then he asked that with the help of your knife, could we skin that tiger? And that Yeti was a real good attendant and assistant in skinning of the tiger. And that tiger hide, he put that behind, wrapped him with the tiger hide. The skin of tiger, the Yeti wrapped the man up, and then they started living on the tiger meat.
I was only me go to Togo Javiota. Yalon me taba de packet tongi de thing. Media jo tigon de ya. Tabagi adri, Kelam Susa.
So,
Okay, I think Chimere. Tata Chavo Dangata Sagre, Takore Sona the Kendo de Kodabu Mangu, Tata Sasakendo was Chije, the Medi case on the Kelsa.
so he did say that that he was left there, and then he took when the Yeti, when he was almost full, then he took the skin away from the man. He laid that on the ground and lifted the person up, kept him on the middle of the skin, and wrapped the skin up, and then he rolled him up in the back, and using that as back, he rolled him on his shoulder. Then he started walking, you know. He had to start moving. Then he thought, now my death is real certain, because that there should be heard of these kind of people who will devour me. Now he got really scared because he knew that he is going to take him to the den. So
Kumbakashe po taba dwa saka che yusha. Yang ku ju taba di ke yo yung gisa. Yang ma zo son saka che. Yang yo yung gisa. Ta ozu kendo na ozu mendo sa taba ko henche rugu le ya chide logi che de mego tibite chide sa ine. Ta so rizuji ma je ba do. Ta rizuji je sa do ku ju sha le ne yung gre sa she su sa. Rizuji je sa do yung yin me dos. Ya chide lo chu yung ji de ne ching sa sha mego ko ma je ne te ma lo a son de je ba da ba de gu ya bu che na do ko an ko mi da ba ji ke lo yung bre.
So that Yeti, then instead he dropped him on a way, the way which could lead to the human community. And he led him on a way, and then wrapping him up with that tiger skin, then he gestured as if now you should move on this way, you know. And then, but that person was very skeptical. He thought that if I take this skin with me, then again he might come behind me and attack me. So he just dropped it, started dropping it. Then again, Yeti followed him and put the skin behind him, so wrapped him up with that tiger skin and told him to move. Then he just began to look behind, and Yeti was really watching that to make sure he is taking his course. And then gradually he just picked up confidence, and he started moving and looking behind once in a while, but yet he was still watching, standing still on the same spot and keeping a close eye on him to make sure he is going on the right course. Then when he had crossed the range, then when he watched back, then Yeti has left and he is nowhere to be seen. So in short, the Yeti was making sure that he is on his way to the human community. And he left with the tiger skin. That man came with the tiger skin.
Da ko tsari jun so yo da mi tu wa le wa re de da do long yo de shi dang go re so no kore gu ma le de kore sha ge ja la chang wa song cha chun bu che da ba ji bu su ko za ko shi tsari ris be je men du da be jo sa che dang ya bu je sha sa do ba je men du sa de ne ko ra ya be de chung chu shi be ma shi go ne shi ju ji chung tsari yin za be ti shen ba ru lo ni ka ge mu go ke kan de ko ra che de ke the tsari chun ro de bo de kal chim bo men ro so kore se ne dire aran se de ne ko lo di jo ge chen lo ju bo men ro sam ta mi ji yong ko gu da de ba go lo tho to wa da ni re sam ba ji lam sam lang la chen ge ji yo a mo the mo de chun chu shi da ba chu ba ro ji cha ba ko.
So he became when finally backing along the way in the human community, when he finally reached and begging for his living, and came, and finally he got back to the monastery where he has left, from where he left. The other friend of him who got back earlier, so giving up on him, assuming now he should be dead now, has spent all his belongings and did the real good funeral service, a service for him as for the departure, and there was nothing left. But for him, because of that experience, one almost dead experience, that he became really blessed, one who is easily contented, and one who does not need anything beside his practice, and that one who can almost tell if somebody knocks at the door who that person is, and one who is very accurate when he does any kinds of divination, that one who can give a very correct answer for any divination. And he himself says that it could be that I had a taste of that stream which is supposed to be very blessed by the Chakra or flow on that mountain. He had a taste of that. Because of that, he is able to have these gifts. But for us, that we believed that he is really blessed by the Chakra Samvara.
Jaza singi singi di yo ta chu re. Yo ya de da no kong de bu che na. Pe la ja ri gong ge de gong me jang gu sang ge gen zhe na le sing ba ba chi yo re si. Ja na ko me gen zhe na le sing ba ba chi pen sa ja pen da gong ga ji zen pe du jian bu shu yo re.
So it is kind of evidence that there is or there was a snow line as such. And like in the Debu Lama. So in Degung, Damgun, one of the great Lama, in his treasure, they did have a skin of a snow lion, and also like one of the emperor of the China had a skin of a snow lion, which he showed to the great Kunga Gyaltsen when he was serving as the head priest or the tutor to the emperor of the China.
다기 드만노고 노고 요네 녀요 고라 자리 고라 다게je gelonsu sheda chojo an sanje la kan shun sanje da기 goma kyo san cheore cheron su jense ge goma kyo ma yong jense su ge goma yang yu sa ge de zhe ma no no yong ba res singe goma kyo cho res singe goma le ro yo ma res singe ji se sa to ka do sa sa ma de zan sa ge yo ma re de ma yin be jense su sa ge yo re de de ja ga le singe do.
So in New Satmet, in that place, during the time of the Buddha, that there was an animal killed by a tiger, and his remaining was found by a bhikshu, which he obtained and brought to the monastery. And the tiger, as they have a very strong smell of the flesh, he started following it and cleared to the monastery, and that sound of the tiger was heard by the monks or bhikshus. And Buddha advised then when he knew what happened, Buddha advised the monks that one should never bring any leftover of the other animals, because they go second time for that same leftover they left behind. If there's any leftover by the snow line, that could be brought, because they don't go for second on what they had. When I was young, in my monastery, in the mornings, there's never thunder, the sound of thunder.
gengo su tinde seyong te kaire resedu shoge ngabo singi rugiyo kauriza terin rugi keja yo ne singi perin ro de nakazala ruyo sa timbe sin le rungo le pareja ni be ru ma bob ni kaurisin ma bob yo segiyo ru me na ne timbe chin chu pe yo kauriza le chu bo tu yo sa ta ni mi gu singi ne de yo terin ruge ja long yo ma re ni mo ja do mo do ruge ja ma re.
So sound of the dragon as such in the morning is almost unheard of, because the presence of snow line. It is said that snow lines, if they are disturbed in the morning by such sound, they attack the dragon who is responsible for that noise. And so thus the dragons, they're scared of the presence of snow line. They dare not make noise in the morning. Whereas later, I think when we grew up, we do hear the sound. It is as a sign that snow lines no longer lived in that.
That is singi yore, singi de redag jewu in sanje ge meji bode singi ge ru su shane chile go go ya juzen dire. So singi je de onju je re singi dan de sho imba.
So there was a snow line. That's all I was talking about, right? So there was a snow line, and as the thrones raised by the snow line is a symbolic to represent the fearlessness of the Buddha, or as a symbolic of the eight Ishwara, or the represent manifestation of the Guru himself, his fearlessness in the form or in the aspect of in the form of snow line.
Ta yuji singe de kan de lo laba yamba de yuji lumburu homa gola ma zu yaba ge yuji da ma ti ya tik do de banan sa la ka dang mi du si de ni yo reba de ma bu che wo reba ma bu ya sing so go kar bu che o de je de sanje ge tu ju on chu je de singe je le sha ne ani laba yaba na le ja ne de de za da ju gar ne ba so yaba sad ma je ne o de lo da sada ge ne ba so par de je mi na khal zi ne zenda jegungu nyoba suwa yis. Tiga yone de chen toba sangi ebe nganzo kuri yeba go mare. San be tingo pasu ke njige nyoba yung togu yo mare yis. Te ma shen ne da rida gu ne döndu re kanyi peya yo ma dang.
So that snow line which raised or support this throne, the left hand resting on the ground, on the one of the layer of the throne, and right hand raising the upper part of the throne. And his manes, those are red in color, whereas the nails white in color, and face looking right up above towards the sky as a gesture of fearlessness and granting the full protection from any curse or the spell, any spell or the obstacle which could come forth from the space. And because of his broad elegance on the top, in the middle, protection, full protection from any obstacles around us, as he lays his hand on the ground as a full protection from all the curses or all the hindrances which we may or which we could be vulnerable, which we may receive from the underneath or the from beneath the soil. So thus that just remembering its representation and its protection, that way protection in the form of such a dreading figure, then we get itself becomes a wonderful service in terms of service done in terms of the protection from for the eviction or for the eradication of the obstacles and so on in our lives. Otherwise, if you just visualize a snow line, that snow line, animal, that it's not enough. That we should know why do we have such a figure visualized and what it symbolizes, what it represents, then that becomes wonderful.
That singi shimbu jeji bi tetola nazo pema dama shimbu jegi bendak jiyo bache. Bendak ji de tewe gongla nime jingurje. Teyi tala kisa seji jeba dagid seya peme kisa je.
So now that a huge throne raised by the 8 snow lines, and above which is a huge lotus, a real huge lotus with the 8 petals. So 4 petal, red in color, but in the center there's a ring, just between the center and the petal, which is yellow in color.
지게 님의 증오가 된라네 랑게 자외 라마다 니스메베 콜로동바 셰지 차 중니 용단 제바고 용조 세답토는답 때문에 셰지 차니 용단 제바 세답이야.
So at center which we have a sun disk or sun cushion, and seated by the one's unequaled great kind guru in the form of the great Chakra Samvara, 4 face and 12 arms with concert. And if that becomes too complicated, one may also visualize him as with the 1 face and 2 arms.
다 님의 증오가 타테네 배메 기사 세지기 요사 되자라파 아니 유베 라마소네 라마테다 대인바라 남바 산제 도지 추지 남바 지고도 마부 루젠수데 바샤다지 코르니요데 미바제.
So now the guru seated on that sun disk, and right along that circle, which we call Kesar or Corella, or I think, or circle anyway, which is yellow in color, just on that line beginning the immediate front of the guru, now we have the entire chronicles of our guru facing to in the form of the Sangye Dojichu or the Buddha Dharma, or all of one's guru in the form of Buddha Dharma.
Dandela Jube Lama Chigin Jube Lama Sunju Jiju Samasen Jiju Mazen Jiorwa Odijeti to Santo.
So now we have all our lineage gurus circling our root guru, right around there, we have about close to 40, or in 30, or close to 40 we have.
다 밴드 시유사 그 능게 밴드 되토라야 지 조데 지수도 지내주마지 랑이다. 내주마 탈 이단 주디시가 사소 강가 대강고.
Now we have the 4 pedals, right? 4 pedals. Now the immediate front pedal is at the very center of that pedal of the lotus, is taken up by the great Chizun Doznel and surrounded by the entire meditation deity of the 4 levels of the Tantra.
다 이해고 근데 뭐 대강라 지데 아니 트토 토지고 산지 샤샤토고 담바디 담베 다부리 산지 그 조디 지고리 산지 샤샤토바다 계산 그 산지 동 말라디시지 동샤 송아 어디네르 보게 산지 상모의 그 코르니요 같이.
So on the immediate right pedal at the center is seated by the great Shakyamuni Buddha, who is founder, who is the leader of this teaching, surrounded by 1,000 fortunate Buddhas and 8, like for instance, another 8 medicinal group of 8 medicinal Buddhas, or group of 35 Buddhas of the confession.
다 이용을 진다마 요러와 이용은 근다마 지데 야 장시 선바 제배양 좋은 제배양라 제레지도 자나도지도 지 아니 사이니부 나게니부 세지 니베 세천지 다 나제게 존네 손에 장시 선바 소다 녀랑 간도 주중다 제바 어다 녀랑 거야 돼 녀투도랑제 바우 간도다 제바 고고래 주중마래 바우 간도래 녀랑데 팀에게 녀랑 거지요 말에 샤리보다 뭐게지 부 세야는 녀투 초제 산제 그 주베 녀투요래 주베 녀투 초제 랑제 주니 라서보다 주베 녀랑 그 거르데바디 장주 셈바다 주베 녀랑 바우다 간도 바우 니시자지 바우 니시자지 어디에게 바우 간도 그 영어도 거
So on the left side, left of the guru, on the left of the guru, that pedal at the center is seated by the great Bodhisattva Manjushri, and with the 8 other great Bodhisattvas like Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, and Sai Nyingpo. Excuse me, used Tibetan, Sai Nyingpo, Nankai Nyingpo, and so on, which comes in these texts, and also the Sravakas and Patiki Buddhas. But when we say Sravakas and Patiki Buddhas, they are not the Sravakas and Patiki Buddha of the lesser vehicle, but the emanation of the Sravakas who are the emanation of Buddha himself. For instance, like Shariputra and Monkliana and so on, which are the emanation of Buddha himself, and Dagas and Dakinis, those sets of 24 Dagas and 24 Dakinis, that section of the Sangha refuge surrounding the great Manjushri.
단달라마 이단 산제 장신 권한 수그 투주의 유배 방도의 연대데 연주 임발라 남바 부대 저 부대 동다 초된 잡아 네 직샤바 야베 부대 랑스 직샤바 지베 러러로데 상동통에 야부요리 저 부대가 남아지 저 롱기 저도 대수 지지 저거 유지를 돼서 대샤다로 돼서 모두진 저 부대 남아 자리지보다 무슨요리 저 부대가 남아지 요거지야.
So like at the back, immediate rear, in the rear pedal, is now the pile of the scriptural texts. In fact, being the insights or the realization of the one's gurus and Buddhas, but in form of scriptural texts. In fact, their realization or the complete freedom from the negativities and full consummation of all the insights that appearing in the form of the scriptural texts, that labels showing towards us and stacked like a huge pile of rocks. And since now we have used lot of times in book form, maybe we could use a stack of books on the back on a shelf. And but in the original text it says a stack of the scripture texts, they're labeled showing towards us like a pile of huge rocks just behind, and reproducing the sound of the content.
Payment the Mashi, Juji Chimbudinza, Tol Hagor, Lama Tos Gore. Lama de Penda to some Jibut, Lama Tumba Chigri, Dunba Kanga Gorta, Lama Gore. Lama told the Chujun Sumasuyagore.
So since we have the largest and largest sound size, now we have also few spaces left, right, on four corners on the throne, and those we have saved for the Chöjong or the Dhammapalas and Suma, the guardians or the protectors.
Jidene Debe Sumasure, Tian Gangalo, they saw the Wichigina, Gumu Chajibache, yeah.
So now on them we need all the guardians or the Dharma protectors and the Dhammapalas. They all should be trustworthy. Now, for instance, first we need the Mahakala, four-armed. And Tutu Dakpo, or the Ketrapala. And four-faced Mahakala, or the in Tibetan, Gompo Shelshi. And also we can place the Gompo Kur. Gompo is word for the Mahakala, and Kur again. And six-armed Mahakala in Tibetan as Gompo Chaktu. So they are named. They are called the set of four Mahakalas. And also called like Tamje Choje or the Great Kalarupa, and Dökham Dagmo or the Shri Devi, and so on. Every one of them, if you choose to have, you can have them seated on those places. So, about the four-armed Mahakala, or again, we will get a lot into again sidetracked, right? So we may not discuss about that, because earlier I was approached and told that we really need an extensive teaching on the Vajrayogini. But if we have to go extensive teaching, then as it comes in the text, like the Tongzhe Demik by 5th Dalai Lama, it requires, we need 15 days. And I was told that we need that much extensive teaching, but time-wise, right? And especially today, that talk about line took a large share of our time. And so tomorrow, I think, this is how we do it extensively, but tomorrow we will start, I'll give you a more encompassive, more condensed version of taking object of refuge. We'll discuss that tomorrow. I think that's enough.
Tabe Podane, Nana Tule, then Zong Vajrayogini de